we might not get through all of them. Okay, number 7, 3 levels of training partners. So in other words, it's helpful if you train with somebody who is pretty much on par with you, and you can have some scrappy dogfighting sparring. If somebody's better than you, it's good to stretch yourself. And then you still want to train with people that you have an advantage over, so you can develop new parts of your games and you can expand and develop your game. Pretty straightforward,
makes
right?
Sense.
Some people get this idea, you got to train with the iron. So they only want to train with people who are better than them or something. Yeah. And
we said before, say like I have a lot of things that I can't do well, but it's like I can't get a triangle. There's
right.
no way I'm getting this on a blue belt. You know what I mean? So for
Yeah.
me, I'm like, I better have someone pretty new.
Yeah.
If I want to practice trying to get a triangle.
That's how I learned my
have to have
triangle.
no idea. Yeah.
I was a purple belt and I couldn't do a triangle to save my life. And I did a lot of sparring with this one white belt who was also a little smaller than me and a little physically weaker. And I was able to develop my triangle game that way. And the other thing is, if you're always getting your ass kicked, there's only so much learning there, you know? And then it could...
nothing works.
Yeah.
Right, because how do you know what works if you can't get any of it to work?
Yeah,
you know?
Exactly. And it's just frustrating. And most people are just going to quit.
Yeah.
You know, and you can get that sense of learned helplessness. You must have seen those studies about rats. They put a rat in a rain barrel and he'll swim around for like 8 minutes before he stops swimming and just floats there. And then once he's had that experience, he quits a lot faster next time.
Yeah, he gives up.
Yeah, you give up. Yeah, so if you you just start to give up. So just getting...
I think we've all felt that, like someone with a really good guard and several attempts, and then if you feel like, well, I can't pass it, like you're exhausted, you just drop down into the guard like, I can't pass this.
I saw an interview of this guy who was a training partner with John Smith, the wrestler. So John Smith coaches Oklahoma State now, I think, but he was a multiple world champion. Yeah,
all time. Isn't he in the discussion of the best American wrestlers ever? Top few.
I think you could easily say he's the best of all time American wrestler. So his training, this guy, he goes, yeah, I trained with him for a little over a year, and I realized you can only train with John for a year. Because first of all, he's going to he's just going to kick your ass. So then your gains becoming like making him less effective at kicking your ass than he was the day before. So it goes, so you get better. He goes, but after a certain point of time, you stop getting better. And then he stops getting better because now you've like designed a way to slow John Smith down a little bit, which is just not enough development for your own game. And then he's not developing enough now either. So he said John Smith would change partners like every year or so or something like this. And people shouldn't stay that long with him either. And and then only then people had to be pretty mentally tough to just train with him, because you're just like losing all the time. Yeah. So it seemed like an example.
Again, these different levels of training partner and different training partners, they're going to give you different looks and do different things that someone might never try.
Yeah.
If you stick
the only time this doesn't really apply, Dan, is if you're a really good competitor, purple belt or brown belt or something, if you're training with a brand new white belt, it's really not going to help you at all. And they might injure you in some weird, clumsy way. I was listening to Gordon Ryan on his new product, and he was saying that. He said that when he got to a certain level, he had to really start limiting who he was training with, just to make sure he got the most out of his time, number one, and stay away from some wacky injury.
Yeah, and I imagine also if you're Gordon Ryan, or a lot of